Today I want to share with you my tech guide, but I got two rules for my tech guide. One, the first rule is it must be products that I actually own. I can't share with you a product just because I think it'll be cool, but I have no experience with that product. Two, the product can never have been sponsored by someone or lent to me or anything like that. I've had to purchase this product with my own money or have someone give me a product such as my girl, which is the only person that would do that in this specific case. With that being said, I want to show you my 2024 top picks. I'm also got one product on here that's not really my pick, but I put it on here because I felt like you might be eyeing it. I want to make sure you understand fully what you get if you decide to get that product, because if you look at the review on my channel, I really don't recommend it. I feel like it's better options out there. At the end of this video, I'm going to share with you my Black Friday pickups. All right, so let's dig in. All right, so the very first one we're looking at is the OG Renegade Pro. Now, I'm telling you, this bag right here, I really like it. This pocket, I like the fact that it got so many pockets going around it. Let's see if we can see the other side of the bag. Yeah, so you can see this side of the bag right here has more pockets. So this basically, for me, eliminate needing to have a lot of small bags with me. This water bottle pocket, honestly, I wish I didn't have a water bottle pocket. I wish I could have had another one of these pockets, but I'm okay with that. This was actually a gift to me, and you can see this bag is right here. I have been rocking this bag for the last, I want to say 2 months since Sweetest Day, because this was a Sweetest Day gift for me. So I really, really like this bag as a tech bag. And honestly, I'm trying to tell you, like, for $89.99, that's an unbelievable deal, to the point where, if I'm being completely honest, I'm a little jealous because I paid the $179.99 for this bag. So to get it for 50% off is a grand slam. All right, so the next product we're going to be looking at is the Raspberry Pi Starter Kit Pro. Now, this is a product I picked up in May of 2024. This is my introduction into Linux. If you're into that, then I highly recommend you start with the kit, because it gives you everything you need to build it out, the case, all that stuff. Come with a fan, and you don't have to piece it together yourself. This right here, coming in at $127.99 at an original price of $159.99. I think that's a great deal since it's going off Cyber Monday deal. I think it's worth it, seeing as how I paid the full price for it. I definitely would do it. And if you notice, it is the 8 gigs of RAM versus the 4. So yeah, I think that's a solid buy. Now this right here, when you get into, let's say, flashing SD cards or playing in a Linux operating system, you quickly realize you need one of these. This basically allows me to flash different Linux operating systems onto this card without it actually being inside of a computer. You can see it also has a SATA SSD card reader as well, and this actually runs off power, so you got to plug it up on power. But honestly, I really like it. For $33.96, I feel like that's a solid deal. I would definitely buy this again. Now, I know that you haven't seen I know you don't know that I have the M4 iPad Pro, but I do. I've had it for a little while. You can see the date up here is September 9th. I know I'm super behind on content, but don't judge me. I work 2 different jobs to support this channel on top of all the other little side hustles that I got going on. So don't judge me. I'm gonna get it out there to you, okay? But this right here is just this little pencil holder. This ensures that you don't lose your Apple Pencil. This is a must-have for me. After I lost my Apple Pencil, I'll never not have a case that either houses my Apple Pencil or this little holder that holds my Apple Pencil in place, because I think this was like, what, 20 bucks for me when I bought it? Okay, $18.99. Right now it's on sale for $15.99, and you can get apply 5% coupon on top of that. This is a no-brainer, seeing as how this pencil is $130 right now when I purchased it. So must have if you have an iPad and you're using a pencil. Now this is the flat electrical outlet extender. I like this one when I'm at like Starbucks or something like that, because more times than not, my cables might not be long enough. I could plug this up, sit this on top of my desk that I'm working on, and I'm good to go. I don't have to worry about if I got access or not to an outlet, because this will reach. The cool thing about this, as you can see, is it's very versatile. Now, I don't use it like they have it on here. I literally use it in my book bag. I keep it in my book bag. So when I'm someplace and I need it and my cables can't reach the outlet, I can do it right there. there. And I like the fact that it has the USB-C and USB-A as well. So this right here coming in at $16.50 from $20.99. That's not bad at all. I'm perfect. I would do that. That's not a bad deal at all. All right, so the Insta360, the X4 Insta360 Creative Bottle. You can see I bought this on April 17th, 2024. It was $669 at the time I purchased it. Right now they selling it for $578. Honestly, I wouldn't purchase this product because I feel like there are way better products on the market than this one right here, which I'm gonna show you one that I would purchase if you were leaning towards this type of purchase. I'm gonna show you one that I believe is better. So with this right here, I mean, yeah, if you're looking at the Insta360 and you just gotta have it and you know that's what you want, then by all means grab it. You're getting 14% off. But honestly, for me personally, I wouldn't have repurchased this. I still own it. I didn't send it back only because I was outside of the window and I'm backed up on content. It took me too long to do the review. It sat on the shelf too long, if I'm being completely transparent. All right, so this isn't one that I will purchase again. Maybe I'll go back and play with it a little bit more. Maybe the first time I played with it, I just didn't. I honestly did the review on it and I put it down and haven't picked it back up since. So let's be completely transparent about that. I just did not like the experience of the editing, the app, none of that. Just wasn't for me. All right, so the next one we have is what I believe is a must. And as you can see, I got this April 8th, 2024. I've actually bought a few of these over the years. But for $7.18, honestly, this is a no-brainer. I use this with my top-down shot, which is the A6400. This allows me to pause, stop recording, take pictures, whatever the case may be. Especially when it comes to thumbnails, this worked great because I don't have to stick my hand up there to try to hit the shutter button. I could just push this and don't have to worry about those micro shakes or anything like that. So this works great for that. Highly recommend it. And at $7.18, you can't go wrong. I bought one for this camera as well, which is the FX30, but whatever reason, I can't get that remote to work. Like, I have to go back and figure it out because I tried and got frustrated and put it down. So this right here, no brainer. All right, so I picked this product up back on March 11th, 2024. This is the Asus 16-inch portable monitor. I keep this. If you see me doing anything dealing with the Raspberry Pi or something like that, 9 times out of 10, you're looking at this specific monitor. And I know those don't do it justice, but if you're connecting like your MacBook Pro or something like that for an external monitor, I really like it. It does really good. Like I would definitely repurchase this if something happened to it. And when I picked it up, it was $400. 8% off is almost covering the taxes. And if it's something you know you want to get, then I would definitely jump on it right now. Now, this right here is, I picked this up January 17th, and I gotta tell you, I did not realize I was gonna love this as much as I do. Now, I purchased this back, the first one I bought was $109 from Best Buy. That one went out on me. So then I turned around and I got this one, which is a My Charger portable. Now, here's the deal. There are a ton of portable chargers out there that's 10 times better than this charger. But what those chargers don't have is this right here. This right here, the ability to plug this up into an outlet without a cable or cord or anything else. And it's an all-in-one solution, meaning if I drop this in my pocket, I know I have a 10,000 milliamp battery. And if I need to top it off later, all I have to do is plug it into an outlet. This feature has been, bar none, the best feature, and it rivals every other charger out there that's portable, even if it's a Qi charger. If I have to go find a cable to plug it up with an adapter, look, I can't overstate this enough. Like, this right here for me is a no-brainer. I have to have this. And right now, it's listed at $99.99. You can get it for $59.99. This is a no-brainer. Now, this one right here, this Logic MX MS3, I have the MX2 and I have the MS3, but you know why I picked this up? Because I got tired of trying to edit out the clicks when I'm doing these types of videos. I don't want you to hear me clicking the mouse. And to me, listening to it during the edit back, it was getting annoying to me. That's the reason why I picked up the MX Master 3S because these are supposed to be quiet clicks and they're much quieter, much easier to edit and post. So this is the main reason why I picked this up. Now, if it wasn't for that, honestly, the MX Master 2, I still use that all the time. It's in my book bag, as a matter of fact. That's the one I use. I just don't use it when I'm recording. If I'm doing a recording, then this is the mouse I'm using because it's much quieter. Other than that, everything to me is the same. So if you have the MX Master 2 already, I wouldn't upgrade unless you're recording and it's gonna speed up your editing time, which is why I picked it up. All right, so when it comes to these right here, I grabbed these January 17th, 2024. These is the DJI Mic 2. Honestly, I really didn't need these. I really did not need these. You know how I wound up getting these is because you see this little piece right here on the back that say DJI. I didn't realize the ones had that as well, so I was using an extra piece to be able to clamp it to it. And I actually put it in a review, and nobody called me out on it. Like, well, the ones got that. And I so happened to stumble upon the ones. I was doing something with them, and I realized it had the same thing. That's literally the only reason why I picked these up. Now, these do have 32-bit float, so that is a good reason to grab them. The versions ones don't have 32-bit float. These do. So if you need 32-bit float, then you definitely want to grab these. The battery life on this thing is insane. Like, seriously. These I pair with my A7 IV. So if I'm not using my A7 IV 9 times out of 10, I don't touch these. All right. And right now, these are going for $349. They're not on sale, but that's how much they cost. Now, while this isn't technically a 2024, I bought it the day before 2024, so we can give me a break on that, right? So this is the Sony Digital XLR adapter. This is literally what I'm using right now. I have it plugged into the A7C. It's running, this microphone is running into there. I mainly picked this up because I got frustrated with always having drift sync or audio drift sync, which means your audio start together and by the end your lips look like you're watching a dub movie. That frustrated me. I got tired of trying to sync up different audios in post. So I was like, I just go direct here. And that's the main reason why I purchased this. I don't regret purchasing it at all. This is a fantastic one. Now, when I first got it, if you listen to some of my older ones before I actually took the time to sit down to figure it out and get my settings dialed in, it sounded horrible. But once I dialed in my settings, this thing sounds amazing. And hopefully you agree because that's what I'm using right now. At $598, if you really need crisp audio and you just want to avoid syncing up in post, then it's definitely worth it. If you're not dealing with audio drift sync or anything like that, then honestly, you probably don't need it. Now, this one right here, again, I bought this for 2024. I did an unboxing for January 1st of 2024 for EDC. This was part of my EDC. This was $1,056, and you can see right here, this is the Sony ZV-1 Mark II with the bundle, so I got the little kit and all that other stuff. This right here, I feel like is a phenomenal jumping off point if you want to get started with a camera and learning your buttons and things like that. If you're a little bit more advanced, like I was coming from the Sony A7 IV, when I got this, I just wanted a smaller package. And this made me miss a lot of features. Like coming from the A7 IV to the ZV-1, it had me like wanting to leave this at home and just take my real camera with me. So as a result of that, I decided to do something about that for Black Friday, as you're gonna see. I don't know why I wanted to say Prime Day. But for $1,056, this is a good buy. Is it the best? Is it the best? Is it the biggest bang for your buck? Honestly, I don't know. It depends on you and where you are. If you have a nice camera like I do already, and you want simplicity with no exchangeable, like you can't exchange a lens or anything like that. I really like this camera. I do. But the biggest problem I have with this camera is the moment you zoom in, if you're not in a good light source, then you know you're not in a good light source because you instantly starting to go through that aperture. And the aperture, like you at I think it's 1.8 or something like that. when you're low, when you're all the way open, but as soon as you start zooming in, punching in, it gets dark really, really fast, and it becomes a little bit difficult to get the image quality you want, at least in my experience. All right. Then I didn't like that. You can use, S-Log or S-Anytone, things like that, but I wasn't a big fan of how it all worked out, the color grade and all that other stuff. I had got spoiled with the A7 IV basically. So it is a decent buy if you're looking for it. So the next one I got for you is the Sony Cinema Line FX30. I purchased this June 1st, 2024. Now, I picked up this camera because I was frustrated with my image quality, and it's just recently that I actually forced myself to sit down and learn the basics of color grading from a flat profile, because what I was doing was I was recording direct out of camera. I wasn't touching the color grading or anything like that. And as a result, some of the videos that I was looking at, it looked good on my laptop. But if I picked up my Android phone that I got for work, the image quality just was horrendous. It was to the point where I wanted to go delete that video. So I got frustrated one day and I forced myself to sit down for a weekend and learn the basics of color grading and being able to use, the node layout and DaVinci Resolve and all that other stuff, dealing with node trees. And I'm super happy I did that, because now I feel like my colors are much better. I feel like my skin tones are much better. But more importantly, I feel like this is a better image overall, and it represents my brand a lot better. So that's the reason why I picked this up. If you need a photo and video, I would not pick this up, because I would never take a picture with this camera. I honestly don't even know how many megapixels it is, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I didn't get it for that. I got it because I wanted it to be 100% sit here, talk ahead, or go out, shoot. That's it, video only. All right. So if you want to take pictures, this ain't the camera for you. But if you focus 100% on video, this is definitely something you should look at. I did downgrade from a full frame from my A7 IV versus this is a APS-C. I think it's the 1.5 crop. So as a result of that, I'm not getting a full sensor, but as you're going to see how I got around that in just a second. So highly, highly recommend this. I love this camera. You can see that it has 1598. So at 1598 isn't bad. When I picked it up, I paid the full 1800 for it plus tax. So getting what, 200 bucks off, that's not bad. I would definitely buy this again at that price point. All right, so this one right here again is a case that I picked up because I wanted, like I said, after I lost my Apple Pencil, this is the iPad mini case. I would not buy a case that doesn't have a pen holder. Yes, it adds a little bulk to it, but the fact that I know my pen tool is safe and I don't have to worry about spending another $100 on it, I'd much rather that. And with this one, this case is a no-brainer because it's 8% off, but even when it's not on sale, it's $12.99. Like, come on. That is a nice price point for what you're getting. And it's actually a pretty durable case. And you can see I picked it up December 31st, 2023. Again, this was a part of my EDC for the video that I was doing. This I picked up on December 11th, 2023. Now, the reason why I picked this up, and if you ever seen any of my top-down shots, you will know this is usually the angle you see right here. This is actually this is actually for cutting materials and things like that. But I picked it up because I wanted this side right here. And I wanted to, you see where if I click on here, you can see right here in this area where I'm able to actually line up my camera with it. So I can always have a position to put my product in that I'm showcasing. And I'll know for sure that if it's right there, then I'm good. And it's in focus, is lined up, it's even in the frame. So that's the reason why I go with this right here. I've picked up many other ones, but this is the one I landed on. I really like this one better. And for $58.47, and it's reversible, so you can switch it up if you want, depending upon what you're showing off. This is a no-brainer for me. I would definitely buy this again if something happened to my board. The next one I got for you is the PGY Tech Create Mat high-speed SD card reader, USB 3.1. Now, this is the one I purchased. Now, this one at full price is like 40 bucks. Honestly, I'm showing you this one because I have, because this is the one I purchased. But if I was on the market to buy a new one today, I would get the updated 3.2 version because it's much faster than this one right here. This one gets good speeds, don't get me wrong. But the one with the CFA Express card, CF Express A card, I feel like is way faster, and I think it's like 3.2. And it not only works with CF Express A, but it also works with your normal micro SD cards as well as micro SD cards. So you just win it all the way around. I would definitely go with that versus this one right here. But again, if you wanted this one for $31.96 for Cyber Monday deal, not bad at all. All right, so this is the Logitech MX Creative Console. I recently did a review on it. Honestly, I would definitely buy this one again. You can see I purchased it on October 9th, 2024. And as you can see, I'm kind of happy with this because they don't have any cyber deals or Black Friday deals. So I don't feel like I got ripped off, which is a plus because they're not giving any money off on this one right here. So I kind of appreciate that if I'm being completely honest as a consumer. This right here, I'm sure you've seen it. If you haven't, you can go check out the video below. I'll link up the review I did on it. And I mean, honestly, it's pretty solid. It's definitely a nice, it's definitely a nice creative console. I would definitely grab it again. All right, the next one I got for you is the Ugreen 130 watt USB-C charger. Now, the reason why I got this is because I used to have the one that you plug up and then you gotta take your card, you take your normal cable that you plug into the wall outlet, plug it into there, and then you can get power. The downside to that one is the fan on those things are super duper loud because it's trying to keep that heat cool. But more importantly, with this one, I like this one because you don't need that. You just plug the one cable up and you can see right here, you'll get 100 watts out of that bottom cable. I really, really like that. I use it with my Surface Pro. I use it with my MacBook Pro. I use it with all my tech, if I'm being honest with you. If I'm using a laptop, I'm plugging it into here because it's just way better in a smaller form factor. And for 30, well, I spent 40 bucks on it, but for $25, like, come on, you can't beat that. That is a fantastic deal. And it seems like everybody, like, it's 4.6 out of 3,700 reviews. Like, this is a must-have in your tech kit if you're a techie. All right, so this is what I was talking about when I said I got around the APS-C being, 1.5 crop. You can see I picked this lens up back on June 3rd, 2024. It's the 10-18. So originally, when I had the camera set up with the Sony A7C, I think I had that around like maybe 20 or something like that. Well, with this one, because it's a 10, that 10 is really more like a 15. Now, 18 is more like probably a 27, something like that. So as a result, I was still able to keep it as wide as, my audience is used to, but I was able to do that because I picked up this lens right here. As you can see, it costs 600 bucks. They're not giving any deals on it. For the price and the image quality you get out of it, honestly, I think it's a no-brainer. Especially seeing as how, like, when you get into the G Master lenses, you're looking at like $2,000-$3,000, depending upon the lens you decide to get or whatever prime you decide to get. And in some cases, even the Zoom G Master lenses are pretty expensive. You're looking at around $2,000. So with that being said, this honestly is really affordable as it pertains to the average camera lens out there. I like this lens. Now I can't tell you like how good it is with photography. Like I say, the only thing I use this lens for is it sits on this FX30 and I just use it for video. So as far as stills and things like that go, I really can't speak to it. I don't know. I assume it would be a decent image quality because the video image quality is solid. So with that being said, this is how I got around picking up an APS-C camera. All right, so as you can see, I picked up the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 Creator Combo. I picked this back up on January 19th, 2024. And you can see that this is $669. I paid 100% price for it. They're not offering any deals on it, but it's still worth it. Now, if you were thinking about getting an Insta360, like I stated earlier in this video, I would highly recommend you go with this one instead because honestly, it's just so much better. It's going to give you more real life world experience as it pertains to getting better with your camera. The Insta360, like I said, is a nice camera, but if I had to pick between the Insta360 and the Osmo Pocket 3. I'm picking the Osmo Pocket 3 all day long. That's just what it is. Now, if I had to pick between the Osmo Pocket 3 and the ZV-1 Mark II, okay, that might be a little bit challenging for me because it depends on what it is you want to do. If you want more real life experience, like getting to know a camera because you're trying to level up your skills, honestly, I would probably say go with the ZV-1 Mark II. If you just want to vlog and you want the best, smallest possible footprint to do it, then obviously I would say go with the Osmo Pocket 3. In no scenario would I tell you to go with the Insta360, at least not at this stage. Now, maybe in the future, my use case change, because you got to remember all this is based on my use case. Now, if my use case changed, then yeah, maybe that'll change and I'll fall in love with the Insta360 and I'll have to eat crow. But as of right now, that's not the case. This is what I would recommend you pick up. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. That's my top picks of products that I've purchased, that I've used, that I've spent my own money on outside of my book bag that my girl bought me. All of those is real world hands-on, no third party anything. Right now, what you're finna get to see is my top picks for Black Friday. Now, before I show you this, I want you to keep in mind my top picks for Black Friday is 100% based upon my use case. Like a lot of the stuff that you see me buy is because I'm trying to solve a problem. So more times than not, if you see me going out spending money, it's because I'm trying to solve a problem. Very rarely do I just go out and spend money just to be able to do an unboxing. Now, the only caveat to that is when it comes to all this stuff I got over here as it pertains to Linux and mini PCs and all that other stuff. Like I got so many, different type of single board computers that I need to start creating videos and content for you on, but I just honestly haven't had the time. As you can see, with all this stuff I buy, I gotta work. But I'm gonna eventually get around to all that. But with the exception of that stuff over there, when it comes to creative tools, I'm only picking up stuff that I'm solving a problem for me with. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so the first one is the camera suction cup. The reason why I got this is because honestly, I need to start recording more videos. I spend way too much money on all this content, on all these products, and I feel like I'm limited to this spot right here. Now, going into 2025, I should say, I want to be more like outside recording, not just sitting right here inside of, this safe space recording. Because the reality is, like I said, I work 2 jobs plus I got multiple side hustles. I really don't have time to sit here and look at the camera. Heck, I'm in my uniform right now. I'm leaving out to go to work. Like it's real. So I want to get better at being able to record anywhere and adjust it on the fly, which means I got to get a little bit more comfortable with recording in public. I have to get a little bit more comfortable with not being able to control all of the environment that I'm dealing with. Because when you're doing photography, like if I'm on shoot, I'm doing photography, it's okay. Like I literally just did a photography client where I had to go to his house and it was originally supposed to be in downtown Chicago. It turns out it didn't work like that. And I had to go to his house, and the lighting wasn't the best, but I was able to work around those limitations because for whatever reason, when it comes to photography, my mind just is just like, okay, so how do I fix this thing? But when it comes to videography, my mind hasn't yet made that click because I haven't really put myself in any stressful situations that force me to think outside the box, if that make any sense to you. So that's why I picked up this. I want to start being able to connect this to the car window and start recording while I'm driving and things like that, just getting different shots, being more creative, and really getting more content out there because the reality is I got a ton of content, I'm spending a ton of money, and I gotta do better, basically. So that's the reason why I picked up this. I know that was a long-winded answer, but it's my truth. And you can see that I picked this up on November 30th, which was Black Friday. All right, the next one I picked up on November 30th is this right here. This is a large car steering wheel tray. Now, the reason why I got this is because honestly, this right here looks very appealing to me. Like, I don't know if it's going to work like it's showing in the video, but I watched a few videos, and if I can put this on my steering wheel, That would be great for me because most of my life is spent in a car. So if I can, in my downtime set this up, I'm trying to tell you, like, that would be fantastic. So I really hope it works like this. I know these right here slides in and out. So if I don't have no room to slide this out, it's okay because I know it'll slide back in. As you can see in this display, it looks really, really good. Really, really good. And I mean, honestly, if this works as advertised, I will be super happy. I got it for $35.99 during Black Friday. The cyber deals and Black Friday day deals, I feel like these prices are the same. They just changed the tab. That was it. Now, this right here, again, this is one of those quality of lives that I got. This is an extension arm because I want to take my ZV-1 Mark II and I want to put it like over here. So when I'm doing unboxings and I need to show you something, I could just put it in front of that camera. It instantly lock on. I could twist it, turn it, show you everything about it without me having to go through all that extra stuff of trying to get B-roll and all that other stuff. So I'm just trying to streamline my process of shooting these videos. So when it comes to editing, it makes my life a lot easier. So that's the reason why I got this. And as you're going to see in a minute, I got the clamp to go with it. Now, again, this was November 29th, 2024, Black Friday. It cost me $29.56 plus tax. This is the Ulanzi F38 multi-hole camera quick release. The reason why I got this is because honestly, like up here, this is a quick release. Over there for my other setup that honestly you never see that because that's more so for the marketing channel. But over there when I'm recording, that camera is on a quick release too. This camera isn't on a quick release because honestly I never move it. Like once it's set up, it's set up. I don't, outside of me taking out the SD card, I really don't touch this camera. But the ZV-1 Mark II, I'm gonna have that on a quick release too because I just don't want to sit there and be twisting it and turning it and all that stuff. I feel like is precious time being lost. So I was willing to pay the $30 to be able to take the camera off the tripod faster. All right, so I picked this up on November 29th, 2024. This is a micro HDMI to HDMI cable. This is for the ZV-1. I want to be able to plug this in into the ZV-1, plug this one into my external monitor. So when I'm showing you stuff, I actually have 3 monitors right now in front of me. Like I have my Ninja right here, which is the monitor I started using more. I have the Field World right below the camera. And then over here, I got the Andy Cine monitor. And honestly, I don't use these two. And the reason why is because I was using this monitor because I have the A10 Mini Pro ISO, which is something I probably should have had on this list, which I don't. So I'm gonna have to add that to this list because this is definitely a must-have buy for me. But I got the A10 Mini Pro ISO, but I didn't get this in 2024, which is probably why I didn't put it on the list. So I got the A10 Mini ISO Pro, which allows me to do my cuts if I need to do my cuts. If I got a really long video and I want to do those cuts, I can do those cuts. And then there's ways you can go up in there and edit it and all that other cool stuff. However, I got tired of doing that process and I went back to the old manual way of doing it, but I still like being able to cut between different videos, feeds, so I can monitor it. So that's what this is over here, and that's the reason why I got this cable. So it's going to jack directly into the Andy Cine versus the Field World because I like the Andy Cine better than the Field World, and it's specific to monitor cases. All right, so the next one I got for you is the ZV-1 dummy battery. So honestly, I kind of struggle with this one because as you can see, it's $22.99. I think it was a sale on this with Black Friday. I'm not 100% sure because I kind of feel like it was the same price, which was $22.99. In fact, I know it was the same price as $22.99. Might have been $20.99. Might have been $2 off. Not 100% sure, but it wasn't a significant difference. And because I remember thinking, do I really want to spend $20 for a dummy battery when my ZV-1 Mark II, I've always used a cable, a USB-C plugged into it. But I opted to go ahead and get this because honestly, I didn't want to have to worry about dedicating another USB-C cable to another device that I could get around. Mainly because my U-Green charger right here is completely full. Like all the ports are full. So as a result, I need another one because I still have stuff on my desk that I need to plug up. Plus, I want to get rid of some of this cables and stuff. So that's the reason why I got this. I want to keep it as simple as possible. Now, where I'm gonna find a place to plug it up, that becomes another challenge, but I'll cross that bridge once I get here. All right, so this one right here is the Manfrotto. This is a 035 RL super clamp with standard stud. This is what I got for that pole that I showed you earlier in the video. This is what I'm gonna connect it to, and then I'm gonna have this connected hanging off my current tripod that I got right here, and the camera just gonna be off to the side much lower. So that's what I got this for. Again, this one was $26.91. I feel like it was a little bit more expensive than that yesterday, but I could be wrong. The normal price for it is $40.95. I definitely didn't pay full price for this. So this is something that I needed. I actually wanted two, but I decided to only buy what I need right now because I like the ideal of having two, but I don't necessarily need that second one because I'll show you why in just a second. I didn't need the second one. So this again was picked up November 29th for Black Friday, and yeah, I like it. My next Black Friday pickup was this right here, a Tri-Charge. Now this is for the Sony NP FZ100. Now, here's why I got this. Two main reasons. One, I wanted a smaller footprint in my bag. I have a little camera bag I'm using. So I wanted a smaller footprint. And then two, I can't stand having to charge one battery at a time. Like that is frustrating. Like you would think Sony would have came out with something like this, or at least a dual or triple charge or something. The fact that they didn't come out with like this, they missed the mark. Like this right here solves a major pain for creators who have to use multiple batteries or who have cameras that take the exact same battery. Like seriously, this was a complete miss on their end. Now, I can't speak to how good this is because, like I said, these are my, Black Friday pickups. But if it does half as good as advertised, I'll be happy. This right here and you can see they have them in all of them. So Panasonic, Nikon, Canon, Fiji. I just grabbed the one from Sony because, well, that's what I needed. And the regular price for a typical price is $130 or $129.95. So I definitely rather get it for $99.95. And that 23% covers the tax and let me keep a few bucks in my pocket. So I'm very happy with that, which is why I picked it up yesterday. Now, this one right here I got because I want to know when I have things plugged in, how much wattage is it pulling, especially in the car when it comes to my laptop and plugging it into that new one that I showed you. Sometimes it's like it works great, and other times it's like depending upon the device, it's like it won't accept it. So it'll have it at a low charge, or for example, with my MacBook Pro 16-inch, it wasn't accepting it. So I want to see if it's a problem with my MacBook Pro, or if I have to use the standard cable that comes with the MacBook Pro, because I wasn't using the standard cable. But I also got this because I want to see how much actual wattage is being pulled. So that's the reason why I got this. So I got two of these. I'm gonna keep definitely one of these in my book bag. And at $7.99, this is a no-brainer. You can see right here, it's normally $10. So I have no complaints at all. This is definitely worth it to me. All right, so my next buy is the Sony Alpha A6700. Now, you can see this is $1,400. They don't give you a discount or anything like that on it. I picked this up for Black Friday. And you can see that it comes with a few things, and I would highly suggest that you get a bundle because if you look at this price, $13.98, this is the same price for the body alone. So in essence, you getting these for free, like this extra SD card, this battery, this right here, another reader, and this bat. While honestly, collectively, this stuff might be maybe an extra 70 to 120 bucks, depending upon the quality of it. I still wanted to feel like I was getting some type of bargain, so that's why I got it. Now, when it comes to the A6700, you might be wondering, like, okay, why go with the A6700? Why not go with this one right here, which is the ZV-1E1 full frame at $18.98 because it's on sale from the 21, and that would have only been like, what, a $400 difference? $400 extra would have jumped me up and I would have been able to get this. Well, really quickly, I honestly thought about doing that, but after doing some research, I had some critical points that I didn't like about the ZV-E1 over the 6700. While the ZV-E1 beats out the A6700 in a lot in most cases, what it doesn't beat it out in is the sharpness of the image quality, meaning this is almost one to one. I think is 1.2 maybe. So it might be 1.2, but it's really close. Versus over here, you're being downsampled from 6K. Over here, I like the fact that I have like ascending tone and all that other stuff. It's just, to me, it's a newer camera. In my opinion, is better. Yes, it's not full frame, but honestly, if I wanted another full frame camera, like if I really wanted to grab a full frame camera, then I would just grab the A7 IV that I got in my book bag for client work. I don't really need to go out and get the ZV-E1 because it kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do. The only reason why I even got this is because, again, coming from the ZV-1 Mark II, is very, is night and day. With this allows me to still practice and level up my skills. I'm still getting that 26 megapixel camera versus over here, I'm not getting a 26 megapixel camera. I think it was like either 10 or 12 megapixels, which was a major deal breaker for me because I need the hybrid. This right here, this camera right here, the ZV-E1, is a videographer first camera. Now I'm looking for it in the specs. Okay, here it go right here. This is full frame, 12.1 megapixel camera. That just doesn't work for me. Like, you get your codecs, don't get me wrong, you get that 10-bit 422, but you get that same thing with the Sony A6700. You're getting the exact same thing. You're getting, let's see here, where is it? It's not showing it to me, but you're getting 4.22 and it's a 26 megapixel camera. So for me, after doing my research, that was the deal breaker for me. Like, I want that 26 megapixels for my pictures, but I also want that 6K footage so it can downsample to 4K because it's going to be much sharper. Those were the main two reasons why I decided to go with the A6700 over the full frame. All right, so it just depends on your use case. All right, so the next one I got for you that I picked up on November 29th, which was Black Friday, is the small grid cage for the A6700. Now, this one comes with this clamp right here. So I guess it's an added bonus where it protects your HDMI mini port. But since I really don't plan on having this connected to the HDMI mini port, I'm kind of hoping that I can take this little piece off and use it as needed. But I mean, we'll see. Like, I always get small grid cages. They never let me down. All of my stuff is small grid cages. And it looks like you can take this off, but I don't want to jump the gun because I don't know. I don't have it. So we'll see when I get it if it's able to come off. If it is, that's great. Actually, it comes off right here. You can see it's off right here. So that's perfect. Because that piece I will be taking off because I just don't need it. Other than that, I mean, I've always loved small rig products as it pertains to their cages. So that's always my go-to. And for $47.99, so I get 20% off. And when I see stuff like 20% off, I just look at it like, hey, that 20% covers the tax. So you can say 11% covers the tax, and I get to keep 9% of that sale in my pocket. So at $59.90, whatever add on the tax multiplied by 9%, and that's how much I got to keep in my pocket. That was my savings. That's how I look at this type of stuff right here. All right, so the next one that I picked up on November 28th, Black Friday, as you can see, is the DJI Mics Mini 2. Now, the reason why I got these is honestly two reasons. One, they're super small, and I don't have to worry about my shirt falling, because with the Mics 2, I like them because they big, they 32-bit float, and when I got my bigger camera out, then I want to have that because it's like it go hand in hand. But with the Sony A6700, that's a much smaller camera, so I want a much smaller footprint. And I feel like with these, while I do lose that 32-bit float, I do lose that being able to record directly on device, I'm okay with that because this right here is recording directly to the camera. And I'm not too concerned about losing audio because honestly, I'm I have lost audio before, but it's never been in this type of situation. It's always been like user error. I didn't hit record. I thought I was recording in one recording, or I deleted it thinking that I already had it and I didn't. So it's always been user error, never ever from the actual product. And when it comes to DJI mics, you know, if you watch any of my other reviews, I 100% love DJI mics because with the Rode, I've never been able to get the Rode mics to sound good. Like I have a Rode Pro Plus over there or GoPro or whatever it's called on top of the mic where it has the big shotgun mic, and I never use it because for me, I can't get that mic to sound good. I've always heard static. So I only use that mic for scratch audio. That's it. I always replace that microphone with the current mic is running into, which is the XLR, which is the RE20 electro voice microphone, which is running through the Procaster. But my point is, I'm not a big fan of Rode mics. They just don't work good for my voice or this environment or whatever the case may be. I don't know. It's probably me because it seems like every other creator love them. So it could just be me. So you'll never see me with Rode. So keep that in mind. You might want to, double check it. All right, so with that being said, at 169 bucks, because I didn't get this off a sale or anything like that, I felt like it was more than worth it. So yeah, I grabbed this with the case because, well, I want to make sure that when it's in the case, it can charge from the case, and I don't have to use that little bitty dongle that comes with it if you buy it individually. I just didn't want to do that. And I like we can look at this because I don't actually have this product. I like how, like, come on, man. Like, this is freaking awesome. Like, I like how simple it is. Look how small that footprint is on the camera. Like, I want that. That's what I want. I like the fact that these will fit, like the wind screens or dead cats will fit on the microphones and with the case closed. Like, that's awesome. Like they really was thinking about creators with this, and the fact that I can use it on all my other products. Like I have the Action 4, I have the Osmo Pocket 3. The Action 4 probably would be better if you wanted to do something with an Instant 360 than the actual Instant 360. We'll look at that in a second. This is everything that's supposed to come in a box. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I can't wait to get my hands on it. All right, so the next one I got for you is the Ugreen 300-watt charger. Again, I got this because I need more ports. I need to be able to charge more things, and I need to free up outlets that's on the floor that I'm using. So if I can remove these from the wall outlet and plug them into here, that'll free up some of the ports that I need below. So that's the main reason why I got this because, I mean, when you're dealing with tech, you got a lot of stuff that need charging. So that's why I got this. And for $135.99 off of 170, that's a no-brainer. I got to keep 9% of that sale in my pocket, so I'm happy with that. All right, now this one I picked up in December 6, 2023, going into 2024. This is the A10 Mini Pro ISO. This is one that I use all the time. Like, I highly recommend this. I did pick up some other ones that honestly I never reviewed. Like, I got it sitting over there on the desk right now. I never reviewed it. I think I reviewed it, but I never actually published it, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me, but I think I did. But this right here, I really like this. I don't think I actually ever published this review either, if I'm not mistaken, but I do have it. This is something that I use all the time now. And honestly, it's a must have for me when it comes to recording. If I'm doing a long video and I just want to cut between me and the camera and I don't want to have to do it in post, this is definitely my go-to. Now, this right here, I bought this September 15th, 2023. Definitely not in 2024, but I still wanted to show it to you because if you're thinking about getting the Insta360, I highly recommend you check this one out first. In fact, they got the DJI Action 5 out. I was actually finna pick up the DJI Action 5, but I had to self-check myself because it's like, dude, you barely use the Action 4, so why are you finna go buy the 5 just because it's new? Doesn't make sense. That's how I landed on the A6700 because I wanted something that I could actually use and really make more content on. But I like this way better and I like the Insta360 and some other tools that I got with it. Plus, at 23% off is really, really good, which means, maybe out that 23%, you're only spending, let's say, 11% on taxes, depending upon where you are. You still get to keep 12% of that purchase price in your pocket of that $400. So I really like that a lot. And then over here, I got this because I wanted a more traditional tripod. You can see I picked this up on March 9th, 2024. This is a must have for me. And then you can see the other one, this is 14% off. So 42 bucks. So that means after you take off that 11% for tax, you're only keeping 3% in your pocket. But hey, you're still keeping something in your pocket. Not bad. And then over here, this is just a lens cap that I got to keep the lens covered. I got this when I picked up the device. It's September 15th, 2023. This is only $3.99. Highly recommend you pick it up. So that's all I got for you inside of my top picks for 2024, a few that I grabbed from 2023 that was for 2024, and one which was the Action 4 that was clearly 2023, middle of 2023, that I feel is better than the Insta360 that I bought in 2024. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed them. You'll find all the links to everything I mentioned below. All of the links below are affiliate links, which mean if you purchase something, you're supporting the channel. More importantly, all of the names was in the video. So if you don't feel like this was valuable, always just go over to Amazon, type the name in, it'll pop right up for you. No harm, no foul. With that being said, I honestly really enjoy doing this. Like, not doing something super technical or not having to really worry about getting this right or making a lot of mistakes and things like that. This was fun. We're gonna have to do more Will Talk Tech actual talks because this was pretty cool. With that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. As always, give me a like if you enjoyed this video. Till next time. Later.